Rayshard's killing is just one of thousands committed against African Americans by police for decades.
Absolutely. You know, I spoke with one researcher who is concerned that that trend is being overlooked by the FBI.
I think Americans should know how many people are killed by their government.
That's why Brian Burkhart has dedicated the last 8 years to tracking every officer involved killing in the U.S. His national database, called Fatal Encounters, includes high-profile cases and ones that never make national headlines.
I recognize that somebody had to do it.
He says what's shocking is cities are not required to provide those fatal encounters to the FBI.
According to the FBI, no law enforcement officer had ever killed anyone in the state of Florida.
The database is considered one of the largest collections of police-related deaths in the country. For years, Burkhart has been digging through every police record and news article looking for the truth. To date, he's found more than 28,000 fatal encounters with police dating back to January 2000.
Is there any common pattern to these fatal encounters that you guys have learned over the past 20 years?
The young African American men are overrepresented in the data.
Rayshard Brooks, a black man, was recently added to the site. A former Atlanta police officer shot and killed him last month. But President Trump has a different point of view about who is killed more often by police.
More white people, by the way. More white people.
What he said was totally misleading because it's not about numbers, it's about percentages and the ratio in the population.
According to Statista, black Americans are 2.5 times more likely than whites to be killed by police. How long would Burkhart be in the fatal encounters numbers game?
I'm in this game until something credible comes along to replace me.
So to see the latest trends in officer fatal encounters across our country, we have a link to this story on 11alive.com.